You are watching TGZ TV. You are watching TGZ TV.
Oh my gosh. So I'm just realizing I have been talking for how many minutes now? 3 minutes and 4 seconds for 55 seconds. And I've been on mute all this time. I am terribly sorry. So I'm just going to welcome you back to another live edition of TGZ TV show. But today, obviously, I am bringing you the news where we are actually talking about the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. And this is the defamation case where today has finally come to an end. It's been going on for approximately, I think, 7 to 8 weeks. And a lot of evidence has been coming out. And I'm only just giving you the news today because basically, I was happy to watch the YouTubers, the people on LawTube, just give their perspective, give their 2 cents on what they thought about the case, you know. And it was nice to kind of see it on a more personal perspective on how they felt about the case, as well as seeing it on a lawyer's perspective, because obviously the lawyers who are involved in the case were not in a position to actually give us their thoughts about what they really thought. You know, they had to kind of go by how they litigate the court case. You know, so I was all over YouTube watching body language analysis, you know, and it was very, very interesting. It's quite intriguing. A lot of people have said that this is one of the most watched court cases since OJ Simpson. So that is a huge deal, you know, and I think it's obviously because it's celebrity, but at the same time, you know, we can't forget the fact that this is a case that is dealing with domestic abuse and SV, you know, and so, you know, and that's what the defamation is about, where Amber Heard put out an op-ed in the Washington Post where she basically pretty much was referencing Johnny Depp in stating that, you know, she was a domestic abuse survivor and he basically had, you know, assaulted her sexually. And so that's what this is about. So we are actually now going to watch a clip from the courthouse, courtesy of Sky News. This is obviously under copyright fair use, you know, for the purpose of criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, and scholarship. And so we're here to criticize. We're here to give, you know, I'm here to give my 2 cents about the situation. So let us have a quick look. Let's hope we don't get a copyright strike or anything like that. I beg of you, do not give me a copyright strike, because that's not what I'm here for. Let's have a look. Okay. And let us add that to the stream. All right. Let us have a look and see what the verdict was. Okay.
Our culture's rat. That has to change. End quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 2, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1. As to this statement appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. 2. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt did not do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, we've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
All right. Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Jamie?
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Juror number 10.
Yes.
Juror number 15.
Yes.
Juror number 16.
Yes.
Juror number 22.
Yes.
Juror number 27. Juror number 29.
Yes.
I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, this is
Unanimous
concludes your
verdict.
service in this case. I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial. I know I speak for everybody here when I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
Well, in this situation, obviously Johnny Depp was not present because he's currently here in the UK. He surprised his fans by appearing at a concert over the weekend, and he did not make it back because apparently he had some prior engagements. Now, there was a lot of conversations about how it would look on Johnny Depp for him not showing up, etc. But there's some on the other side who were saying that, well,
in accordance with
actually,
law, I will amend the punitive damages award to the statutory cap of $350,000.
Oh.
Okay. I will set this down for entry of an order. And can we do it on June 24th at 10 a.m. if that's available?
June 24th at 10 a.m.
Mr. Chu, if you could prepare that order and then circulate it to.
So wait, they said they're gonna take it down to a minimum of $350,000. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't understand what that means. Does that mean that Ms. Heard is only being fined $350,000, or is she gonna still be having to pay the $40 million? Because as far as I'm concerned, I think it's $40 million. So yeah.
Then you can come anytime, okay? All right. Court is adjourned.
Thank you.
Court is adjourned. So basically, Johnny Depp not being present was a bit of a topic of debate as to whether it's a good look for him or not. And some have said it's actually maybe a better look because however he, depending on how he might have reacted, it might go to his favor or against him, especially in the court of public opinion. And so, there's that. I mean, when it comes to these types of situations, when it comes to verdicts, you actually don't have to be present. And I think a lot of the time, particularly if you're the victim, I don't know if you'd really love to be present, especially if it goes wrong, it doesn't go your way, basically, or should I say it doesn't, or justice does not prevail. And in this case, I think I speak for majority of the people out there that feel that justice has prevailed in this particular situation, because the evidence did prove heavily for Johnny Depp and against Amber Heard. And you can see the team now are currently celebrating, hugging it out and everything. Everyone's really happy. Camille Vasquez looks extremely emotional, and I get it because, after working with someone for so many years, you do end up getting to know them almost like a friend, and you feel very passionately about them. And so when you have to defend them, you do defend them as though you're defending yourself. And that's how it kind of felt when, Camille was cross-examining Amber Heard. You could feel the passion, you could sense the passion in the whole situation. So now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you a clip of the press statement that they made. Johnny Depp's team made a very quick press statement. I am too, I am happy for him. I'm honestly really, really happy for him because I think people really need to stop discounting the fact that men do suffer from domestic abuse as well, as women. Obviously, the majority is women, but for the most part, there are men out there who do suffer from domestic abuse. But because they are men, society tries to make them seem like, oh, because you are a man, you can't come out and speak because you're going to be seen as as someone who's weak, and stuff like that, which I personally do not think is right. You know what I mean? So let me take you to the next clip that I have, where Johnny Depp's team actually makes a statement. They make a very quick statement. I have not come across Amber Heard's team's statement just as yet. I'm gonna see if I can look for it and find it, and we can have a gander at that one. But otherwise, let's have a look at the statement made by Johnny Depp's team. Okay. Okay. So this one obviously is courtesy of Law Crime Channel on YouTube, which has been televising it heavily and getting like a gazillion views. Amazing. So let's see. Let's have a look, see what they had to say. It was a bit quiet in the beginning. But eventually when they turn on the mics, or, you know, you actually get to hear what Camille says something, and then Mr. Chu, you know, says something.
Hi, everyone. Today's verdict confirms what we have said from the beginning, that the claims against Johnny Depp are defamatory and unsupported by any evidence. We are grateful, so grateful to the jury for their careful deliberation, to the judge and the court staff who have devoted an enormous amount of time and resources towards this case.
Our judicial system is predicated on each person's right to have his or her case heard, and we were honored, truly honored, to assist Mr. Depp in ensuring that his case was fairly considered throughout the trial. We are also most pleased that the trial has resonated for so many people in the public who value truth and justice. Now that the jury has reached its conclusive verdict, it's time to turn the page and look to the future. Thank you all so much, and thanks to the jury.
Thank you so much.
It was a really quick one. You know, they were not taking any extra questions. You know, Johnny's team was not taking any questions, any extra questions or anything like that. So that is that when it comes to that. So now we are actually going to delve into some of the details, obviously, that came out after the fact. And so first, before I actually go into that, which is, you know, the posts, you know, that Amber Heard made, the statement that Amber Heard made in regards to this, as well as the statement that Johnny Depp has actually made, you know, in results of this. Let's talk about the damages themselves. Obviously, this was a $15 million lawsuit. It's really weird when I say dollar, because I prefer, you know, I'm so used to saying pounds. But yeah, this is a $15 million lawsuit. I'm just trying to find the ticker that I prepared for that. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Okay, it's a $15 million. He got awarded $15 million, but it was a $50 million lawsuit. And so the award for $15 million came down to the jury finding, gosh, I can't remember the lawyer, Johnny Depp's lawyer, who put out a statement to say it was a bit of a, you know, they basically created this hoax, you know, against Johnny Depp, you know, his client, etc. And they actually found, the jury found that particular situation in favor of Amber Heard. And even if I think they've given her some award of some sort, what she has to award, what has to be paid to Johnny Depp outweighs what Amber Heard has to be paid. So technically, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Johnny Depp is actually getting back his divorce settlement. He's getting back his divorce settlement as well as some change on top. You know, that's pretty much how it seems to calculate to me. And then there's also been talk about, is she going to appeal? But if they found you in favor on that little part, what are you appealing to? And it will go against the fact that she just wants him to move on and leave her alone and stuff like that, because she clearly will not want to leave him alone, you know. And in light of all of this, you know, and especially with the heavy evidence, what does this say about real domestic violence sufferers and, you know, survivors, should we say, and also real SV survivors? What does this say in terms of how damaging has Amber Heard's false claims had on those people who already, it is difficult enough to believe a woman when she has been, you know, assaulted, and it is even more difficult to believe them when it comes against someone who obviously has got lots of money, you know, is a powerful person, etc. However, with the tables have been flipped in this situation, you know, the powerful person, you know, happens to be the person who was actually a victim of domestic violence, you know. And so what does this mean for the future? You know, is it just going to be one of those isolated incidents? In terms of isolated, there are incidents out there of people still making false claims, but none of them have been televised or published the way this has been. What does this mean for the ones who basically, you know, the future ones, and how the courts are going to receive them. You know, are the victims going to be believed? You know, are they going to be ignored? What's going to be the situation with that? You know, and then for the part of Johnny Depp actually winning, what does this mean for a lot of men out there who have suffered domestic abuse? You know, does this give them the courage and, you know, to be able to see that the world actually is capable of listening, you know, because the world has evolved where there's less misogyny, where they just expect a man to be a man and a man cannot have vulnerabilities, etc. And I think Johnny Depp has kind of displayed that, no, you don't have to be a macho man all the time. This can too happen to you, you know. It all depends on your circumstances and the partner that you're with. And that's what's happened here. And so now, let us go to the so Amber Heard, literally, when I say literally minutes after the verdict was made and then they left court, I would say not more than 20-15 minutes after, she put out a statement on Twitter. So this is, I'm just going to show you, this is the original tweet. Okay, this is the original tweet. And this is the full tweet. I'm not sure if you guys can be able to read that very, very clearly, but what she actually says is that she says, the disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. Again, she continues to push that narrative of like, he's so powerful, everybody will come live for him. No, Johnny Depp is not that powerful. Okay, you know, and she continues to say, I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. Yes, we are actually happy about what this verdict means for other women, because other women have come out onto social media to talk about how it's been for them and how they feel what you are doing is actually a disservice to what they've truly suffered. So she continues, it is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. I believe Johnny's attorneys succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech. Now, I don't understand why she decided to bring freedom of speech in this situation, because what you were ultimately doing was not freedom of speech. You were actually putting a bullseye on somebody, and they did suffer the consequences of it, you know. So don't mix that up with freedom of speech. As a publication ourselves, we do practice freedom of speech, but what we're not going to do is purposefully defame someone, you know, and make someone basically be seen, someone's integrity, make someone lose their integrity in the eyes of the public, and for them to kind of have a loss of income. That's ultimately what you've done. So freedom of speech does not apply in her situation, because she was abusing freedom of speech, if anything. You know, freedom of speech is all well and good, but it doesn't mean that you should use it to defame other people, you know. And I think Camille kind of mentioned that as well in her closing. Freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK. The only reason why you won in the UK, darling, is because, if I'm not mistaken, the judge apparently was related to the person that was part of the Washington Post. So it was not as straightforward as, you know, they might have wanted it to look, you know. Amber lied from the beginning. She was exposed. Exactly, Steph. You know, she was completely and utterly exposed, and she just needs to take accountability for that, you know. And she continues to say, I'm sad I lost this case, but I'm sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly. For me, that is a lot of self-pity and gaslighting, saying that you've not lost your freedom to your right. You're putting out this statement, aren't you? It also goes under freedom of speech. You're saying what you like, what you feel. Your ex has this power. You're talking about you've lost your right. That's you literally practicing freedom of speech. If you had lost that, you wouldn't be writing this right now, darling. So she needs to kind of quit with that, because it just, no, it's nonsensical. Okay, it's absolutely nonsensical. But that is Amber Heard's statement. And now let's move on to Johnny's statement. So this is Johnny's statement. It actually comes in two parts, if I'm not mistaken. It actually comes in two parts. So with Johnny's statement, he actually says, 6 years ago, my life, it looks like it was typed. I think it's the font that they used. So 6 years ago, my life, the life of my children, the lives of those closest to me, and also the lives of the people who for many, many years have supported and believed in me were forever changed, all in the blink of an eye. False, very serious and criminal allegations were levied at me via the media, which triggered an endless barrage of hateful content. Although no charges were ever brought against me, it had already traveled around the world twice within a nanosecond, and it had a seismic impact on my life and my career. And 6 years later, the jury gave me my life back. I am truly humbled. My decision to pursue this case, knowing very well the height of the legal hurdles that I would be facing and the inevitable worldwide spectacle into my life, was only made after considerable thought. From the very beginning, the goal of bringing this case was to reveal the truth, regardless of the outcome. Speaking the truth was something that I owed to my children and to all those who have remained steadfast in their support of me. I feel at peace knowing I have finally, okay, let's go to the second one. Knowing I'm at peace that I have finally, where was I? Hang on. I finally accomplished that, okay? And it goes on to say, I am and have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and the colossal support and kindness from around the world. I hope that my quest to have the truth be told will have helped others, men or women, who have found themselves in my situation, and that those supporting them never give up. I also hope that the position will now return to innocent until proven guilty, both within the courts and in the media. I wish to acknowledge the noble work of the judge, the jurors, the court staff, and the sheriffs who have sacrificed their own time to get to this point, and to my diligent and unwavering legal team who did an extraordinary job in helping me to share the truth. The best is yet to come, and a new chapter has finally begun. Veritas Namquan Peri. Truth never perishes. Johnny Depp. That was actually quite beautiful. That was actually quite beautiful. So that was Johnny Depp's statement. Like I said, I have not seen anything by Amber Heard's legal team just as yet. So I'm going to have a quick gander over the interwebs, okay, and see if Amber Heard's team have made a statement, because they don't seem to have been rushing to make a statement. Have they made one? Okay, there seems to be no statement that I've seen. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to put another ticker that kind of like poses another question, for those obviously might be kind of on the fence. Do you feel justice was served, and who do you think was in the right? Was there no real right or wrong in this case, considering, people saw them as having a very toxic relationship? Does that make people kind of like waver on like, oh, they had a toxic relationship and so justice was not fully served? Or do people feel justice was not fully served in the sense that when Johnny Depp's lawyer put out that statement that Amber Heard and her friend, created a hoax, should not been in favor of Amber? Do they feel because of that not full justice has been served? But overall, it seems that, Johnny Depp has won. Amber Heard has been, for the most part, found to be liable. I'm very intrigued to find out if any of the jury will be able to come out and give statements. I'm very curious as to their thoughts, because I think they are free to speak. With that said, I don't think they can. If I recall, the judge did mention that the jury's names will be kept a secret for like a year. So I don't know if they had to sign some kind of affidavit stating that they can't speak on the matter, they can't reveal who they are until, or they can't reveal their names anyways. I'm not clear on how that works on a legal standpoint, I'll be honest, and also another question, obviously, like I said, in today's lab, we're discussing the Johnny Depp v. Amber Heard defamation lawsuit win. What does this mean for real victims of domestic violence, and also obviously for victims of, SA. How does this affect the freedom of speech, that everyone, is talking about? Oh, what about freedom of speech, etc., that sort of thing? How does that affect it? I'm very curious about that. But otherwise, I honestly am happy for Johnny Depp. I think this must have been very painful. It might have been almost like entertainment for some of us, sitting, in the comfort of our own home and going, ooh, that's a lie. Oh my gosh, you got caught on a lie, this and the other. But when you're the person sitting in court, trust and believe, it's not pleasant. It's not fun. It's very jarring to a degree, because you have to sit there and watch someone say all these things, be it true or not. It's the fact that your entire life is put out there for everybody that didn't know anything about you to be exposed. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it just puts you in a very vulnerable situation where you feel you just don't. I don't know how I can put it. It's not comfortable. It's one of the most uncomfortable feelings if you are either a plaintiff or a defendant. It's one of the most uncomfortable feelings to be in a courtroom. It's not fun. I wouldn't definitely wish it on my worst enemy. And I can only imagine having to endure it for a good 7 to 8 weeks. That is a really long time. We're talking about 2 months. Can you imagine 2 months? And you are sitting there for hours upon hours, almost I think they were doing Monday to Thursday. That is a lot of time to sit there and be grueled over and find out all these gruesome details, especially in this kind of court cases. I can only imagine this is defamation. Can you imagine if it's like a murder case and stuff like that? It probably is 10 times worse, But yeah, I just thought I would come on here, guys, and just give my 2 cents. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Are you happy for Johnny Depp? What do you think the future holds for him? What's going to happen to Amber Heard right now, actually? In regards to the AQUAMAN situation. Already, we do know that they completely and utterly reduced her role, but is she going to get recast? That's, they must be completely exhausted. I know I would be exhausted. Do you think Amber Heard is going to be recast, as Mira on AQUAMAN? After all, one of the, is it the presidents or the directors from Warner Brothers said that they didn't have chemistry to begin with, and they had to use a lot of post to actually create the chemistry using sound and visuals and stuff like that, which is costly, by the way. The more you have to do in post, when it comes to any kind of production, the more costs actually are added to your production. So do you think they're better off casting somebody else? I mean, I know some people have been saying that they want Emilia Clarke. If you remember, the Nania's Targaryen, that's how I call it, Emilia Clarke. She's amazing. She is just awesome. They said, she would be kind of perfect to be, to be recast. And I think she might be, actually, because she's a great actress, let's see. They say they are not going to release her, but after this, they may. Okay. Really? Interesting. And I think they will then, because she's been found, they've found that she's got no proof, of the things, and they've found that her allegations are actually false. So I think she will be released. Now, with Amber Heard, obviously, and the petition, goodness knows what level. Let me have a quick look. Amber Heard petition. Okay. Let me see. Remove Amber Heard from... So the petition is at 4.45. 4.45. So very soon it's going to be at 4.5 after this win, I think. The petition is at 4. For those who want to see, I'm going to do a quick screen share. Give me 1 second. Okay. For those who are a little curious as to see what the petition. Okay, this is the petition right now against Amber Heard, and it's basically reached, as you can see, to 4.45. Let me zoom in so that those who... Okay, hope you can see that clearly. Okay, 4.45, and the aim is for it to reach 4.5 million signatures. This is to remove Amber Heard from AQUAMAN 2. And I think it might actually work, and I think they might end up having to recast and reshoot some scenes, because I think Warner Brothers do not want to suffer the brunt of the outcome of them actually keeping her in the movie. And then when the movie comes out, people are just not going to watch. They will boycott. I think they will boycott. They will not want to watch it because they will not want to see her in it, because they're going to feel like if Warner Brothers was, because remember, it's the same company, okay? Warner Brothers removed Johnny Depp from Harry Potter, and Disney removed Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean because of the op-ed, okay, because of her accusations, okay. They did not even try to say, okay, let's see what the court, if there's going to be a court case about it, nothing, you know. So they based their decisions on him being guilty until proven innocent, which is not how it's supposed to be. Let's have a look. What he's saying. Delightful is saying, that WP article, oh yes, the Washington Post article was reckless. I'm surprised he did not sue them for publishing it without fact checking. Exactly, it was really it was really reckless. It was really reckless, you know. And now these are the consequences, you know. And so I just want to know what Warner Brothers are going to do in this particular situation, because you sacked this man, you know, off of the franchise that he probably was gonna, his character was gonna reappear. And now, what are you gonna do? You're keeping Amber Heard, but she's now being found liable. What are you going to do? And I feel like some of these studios need to start taking real accountability for their decisions based on them just trying to basically make, you know, make their bottom line. That's literally what it is, you know. For them, they're like, oh, we're going to lose money. Da, da, da. No, you haven't tried to think about the fact that false accusations do get made out here, you know, and which is the case here, you know. So, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, personally, I would love to see if Disney are going to try and reconcile with him, and if they do try to reconcile with him, to bring him back, or are they going to try and use the fact that, yeah, but you know, you're a drug addict and you've done all this. But I mean, Robert Downey Jr. was an alcoholic. He was out of control. He got arrested, I think, on DUIs and stuff like that. And look at him. Heck, he even has an amazing contract with Marvel, where he actually gets he obviously, you get your acting residuals and you get your paycheck or whatever, but he actually has some kind of like almost like shares to the Iron Man franchise. So whenever Iron Man is put out there, Robert Downey Jr. makes extra money, more than you would make as residuals whenever they do reruns or whatever, they replay them on other networks, etc. You know, and he managed to revive his career. I don't see why Johnny Depp cannot revive his career. You know what I mean? So we just have to wait and see what the future holds, you know, in this situation. What's going to happen to Amber Heard? Is she going to ever work again? You know, is she going to be discarded? What's going to happen? Is she going to have to do a reality show? Because I feel like one of the only things that maybe people will tune in when it comes to her is if she actually maybe signs up for a reality show. But in that reality show, if she is the aggressive, abusive, borderline sociopathic type of person, how is she going to manage to maintain a straight face or try to be, you know, appear nice on camera in a reality show, if that's the case, you know? I mean, she was losing her cool when Camille was doing the cross-examination, especially the part when Camille was saying to her, you know, you wanted to be seen as a victim, didn't you, Miss Heard? And she was like, I have never. She was so angry in that moment. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, you know, I have never seen myself as a victim, and I would never want to be seen as a victim. I'm like, okay, we're in court here. Like, chill, take a chill pill. It was like, whoa, it did take me aback when she responded in that particular situation, you know. But for me, obviously, overall, like I said, I think in the beginning, one of the most important aspects to not forget about this situation is to remember that there are men out there who do suffer from domestic abuse, who are, you know, at the hands of domestic abuse, but they're always afraid to come forward because of You know, we do live in a misogynistic world where a man is seen as weak if he comes forward. But at the end of the day, this is your life. You know, there are men who've been killed because the woman has actually been abusive for many, many years. And eventually she ends up doing something gruesome. If you've ever watched things like the FBI files and things like that, you will find there are cases where the men have actually been killed in cases where the woman, there's evidence that she was abusive towards him, you know, prior to him being murdered, you know. But it's one of those situations where, like, oh, who are you going to believe? Like what she said in those tapes, you know, who are they going to believe? Johnny, tell Johnny, tell the world, you know, that you, Johnny Depp, are a victim of domestic violence. And he was like, yes, you know. And so people need to kind of like be a little bit more considerate, I think, when it comes to this. This does not by any means necessary negate the fact that there's loads and loads of women out there. Obviously, there's an overwhelming number of women versus men who suffer from domestic violence. That's a given, you know, but that does not take away the fact that there are men out there who also suffer from domestic violence. And I think this court case has been a perfect example of that. And I'm hoping people will be able to kind of use it as a focal point or example to say, you see, or if any men out there who have not had the courage, they've been afraid because of what they think society would think of them, I'm hoping this will prove to them that you can come forward, you know, you can speak, you know, your voice too can be heard, especially if it's been silenced within your home, you know, because every human being has their rights to their human rights. Okay, she's talking about freedom of speech. We're talking about the human right to actually be able to live comfortably and be safe within the confinements of your own home. And if you're not safe within the confinements of your home, you do have to speak up, man or woman, you know. And just like Johnny Depp says, he hopes this will be able to help those who truly suffer, men or women, to be listened to, and also, you know, in situations where there are false claims, to be considered innocent unless proven guilty. Otherwise, guys, that pretty much brings me towards the end of, you know, my little mini digestion, I suppose, yeah, of the Amber Heard v. Johnny Depp. I'm so happy it's coming to an end. Although it's like, oh, because I used to kind of like put it in the background as I worked. And so now it's like, oh, I have to find something else now to be kind of like work as noise. It was kind of like listening to the radio. But otherwise, before I go, guys, I just want to send a little reminder. Obviously, if you're watching us from YouTube right this second, please do not forget to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Otherwise, what are you waiting for? You know, and of course, click on that bell button so that you can receive notifications every time we upload new content. And of course, every time we come live, as I am right this moment. And of course, for those of you who are watching over on Facebook, please do not forget to click like on the video that you are watching from right this moment. I need to see those like buttons, guys. Keep those likes coming. And of course, give a follow to the page that you're watching from, as well as tweak those notifications so that you can receive alerts every time we go live. And obviously, just a quick little mini reminder for those who are not aware who we are. We are TGZ TV. We're an extension of TGZ Magazine. All you have to do is go to www.tgzmag.com, where you will get all the entertainment news, updates, lifestyle, life hacks, you know, pretty much everything lifestyle. You will find it on tgzmag.com. So make sure that you go over there. You can subscribe to the website, and so that you can receive alerts every time we publish more content. But of course, if you are a Twitter person, you can always follow us on TGZ_magazine, where you will actually receive tweet alerts every time we post articles on our website. And of course, like I say to those who are watching us right now through Facebook, we do publish all our articles directly to Facebook as soon as we publish them on the website. You can always follow us through there and click on the links through there to get to the website. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I continue to be so grateful for the support that this channel has been having. We've been slowly growing, and I know I promised you, I think a couple of weeks ago, that I'm going to activate the membership. I am going to be activating the membership by the time we do the review for Real Housewives of Lagos. This Friday, I definitely would have activated the membership. And the reason why we're going to be activating membership is not just so we can just, you know, have people be members and giving us money, etc. But because TGZ Magazine, being also TGZ TV, we are actually going to be launching our TGZ stream platform, which we're going to be streaming on demand content which are going to be produced by us. So it's going to be a variety of things, from reality shows to documentaries to feature films to series to news updates, you know. So you will be able to have a live broadcast section of it, as well as an on-demand section of it that's going to be very similar to all the other on-demand streaming platforms that you see. And so the reason we are going to be activating the membership, and we are also going to be creating a Patreon as well. So you will have a choice to either be a patron on Patreon or be a member on YouTube, where you get to support our project. So the money that you're going to be paying as a member or as a patron is money that we are actually going to be putting together so that we can put towards the projects that we're working on, not just so we can just give you any ordinary content, but so we can give you great quality content. As you can see, we've been doing some test runs over here on YouTube. If you've ever come across one of our shows called Industry Entertainment Strip Bare, where we talk to individuals within the entertainment industry about their journeys within the industry, but our twist is that we actually delve into what they really went through emotionally and what it was truly like with them as a person, and not necessarily what it was like, their journey was like on a surface level. That's how industry works. And so that's kind of like one of the premise of one of our shows, which as time goes by, it's going to be transferring over to TGZ Stream. And I, for one, am super duper excited, you know, of what the rest of 2022 is going to bring for us and what we're going to bring to you. So thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Delightful Being. Thank you so much for your input, actually, in regards to the you know, Amber Heard being released from Warner Brothers. So that was a really, really good insight. Thank you all for coming in the chat. Abiz, Stephanie, I appreciate you all coming through every single time. And otherwise, from myself, until next time, everybody, it is take care and goodbye.